Yo guys, Superior David here, and after a couple days of delay, Blizzard has finally revealed the new expansion to us. It is Voyage to the Sunken City, and whoof, I am liking what I'm seeing so far. So I just want to go over the initial announcement and give you my thoughts on things, and let you know what basically what I think is important, what you should be keeping an eye on as stuff's getting revealed. And then in the end, I'll go over the new cards and give a quick review on those. So if you just want to see some card reviews, I'll put a little timestamp for that, and I'll have you know that I'm recording this pretty late, so you'll definitely be seeing some cards that were not around with the initial release. So definitely want to check that out. And I guess with that, let's get into this announcement. So again, this is the new expansion, Voyage to the Sunken City, and it's going to be kicking off this new year of Hearthstone with the standard rotations. So definitely a big expansion for the year. And as you can see, they're leaning into something that's familiar. We've got Sir Finley over here. So I'm assuming that means we could expect to see the other explorers. So always good to see some familiar faces. I personally hope that Highlander's not making a return. It doesn't seem like it is so far, but I am happy to see the explorers. Now let's get down to the important stuff, with the most important thing being obviously the cinematic trailer, which had an absolute banger of a theme song. No joke, the Superior Lady and I were listening to it while I was cooking breakfast, and we're having a little dance party in the kitchen. Very good song. I'm not going to listen to it here, but definitely want to check that out if you haven't already. And now I guess moving into the meat and potatoes of this announcement, first big thing we're getting here is a new minion type, and that is the Naga minion type. And we've had Nagas in Hearthstone before, but they just haven't been called Nagas. So those old Nagas will retroactively have the tribe put on the card. And so I guess the cool thing about Nagas is that they're a very spell focused tribe. I really like when a tribe has a nice identity to it, because I'm just what the heck do beasts even do in Hearthstone? But Nagas, they have a very specific thing they're doing, and I think that's really cool. And I'll go over these specific cards when I'm doing the card review later in the video. But I guess what you need to know about Nagas so far is that they are a new tribe and they are spell focused. So expect a lot of spells in this set. And then moving on down to the first of two new keywords, we've got the Colossal keyword. And basically the Colossal keyword is used for these monstrous behemoths of the sea, these huge minions that are so big they can't fit on one card. And basically the Colossal and the number will signify how many extra appendages will get summoned on the board with these giant minions. So as you can see, the one over here is the Kolek, and he has Colossal +1. And so you play the Kolek and it will summon this little turtle booty for you. These cards seem really cool. I'm a big fan of just giant silly minions, so I think at the very least that's going to be really satisfying, at least for me. But then on top of that, what's really cool about the Colossal mechanic is that it's not a battle cry. Whenever this enters the battlefield, it will summon this appendage. So I definitely expect to see something that involves cheating these out onto the board, or maybe we're getting Dirty Rat back in the core set, and this is supposed to be the counter to the Dirty Rat. Blizzard. So anyways, that's Colossal, and again, I'll go over the specific cards later in the card review section. But moving on down to the second keyword here, and that is the Dredge mechanic. And the Dredge keyword basically just lets you discover a card from the bottom of your deck, one of the 3 bottom cards. So this is a really interesting mechanic, because we really haven't had too many deck manipulation effects in Hearthstone. So I think in a vacuum, this doesn't really seem too crazy to me, because it's just discovering a card from your deck. It's just a specific part of your deck now. So I think the power level of the Dredge mechanic will be directly impacted by how many put on the bottom of your deck effects there are in the game. And I'm already looking at Ambassador Phelan over here, put 3 Colossal minions on the bottom of your deck. Okay, well, see, that seems pretty cool now with the Dredge mechanic. So I'm expecting a lot of stuff that's going to be pushed like this to make Dredge a good mechanic. And I guess moving on down, we've got some pre-orders over here. I will most likely be doing a giveaway for probably the standard bundles at some point. I still have to talk to Blizzard about getting the pre-order codes, but they're usually pretty good about tossing me a bone here and there. So I'm hoping to be able to do one of these. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And it looks like, one more thing. We've got the Blade Master Okani, which I actually played a bit on stream tonight. And this is the free card you get just for logging into Hearthstone after the patch has gone live, which it has. So log in, get the free card. Definitely a fun card to play with. And I guess a couple things you really need to know before we move on is that there are a lot of changes to the other game modes as well, with Battlegrounds and Mercenaries that I'm not going to go over here, but you should definitely check that out if you're interested in those modes. And I think one very important thing is that we are not going to know what's going on with the core set and rotation, or either the roadmap for this year, until the final reveal on April 5th. That's when we're going to get like the reveal. You're probably like the card dump for this Sunken City over here, as well as the, the core set reveal. And we'll find out like, what this will be the year of. We're currently in the year of the Griffin. It'll be sort of cool to see, like what this will be the year of, and also just to see the roadmap. That's always some very exciting stuff. So now let's go over some cards so you could just see some of the cool things that are going to be coming in this expansion. Okay, time to take a look at some of these cards over here, starting with the Serpent Wig from before. And this is a 1-mana priest spell. Give a minion +1/+1. If you played a Naga while holding this, add a Serpent Wig to your hand. Interesting thought. It's really hard to gauge how well this card will perform without seeing the minions priest will have post rotation and what they'll be getting in the set. But I like the thought behind this card, and I also think this creature's looking fabulous. I'm enjoying it. I feel like it's going to be like okay as of now. Then moving on, we've got the Ambassador Phelan, 4-mana 4/5 F's for Chill Wind Yeti. But anyways, Ambassador Phelan has a battle cry. Put 3 colossal minions on the bottom of your deck, and this is a very spicy effect. I think we'll have to see some of the dredge cards. But if I had to guess, with how the power level has been in Hearthstone, I'm sure there will be cards that will make Ambassador Phelan good, because he's like one of the face legendaries of the set with involving one of the new mechanics. So I think as of now, I think he's decent, but I'm sure there's going to be cards that make him busted. Just how things have been going lately. Let's be real here. Now, moving on, we've got the Kolake, and this is the first Colossal minion. Has Colossal +1, and it's 7-mana 6/5. Not the best stats, but it's immune while you control Kolake's Shell. And if you look at Kolake's Shell over here, it's a 5-mana 0/8 taunt with Death Rattle, gain 8 armor. I think Druid has some spicier things going for it, but I'm sure like if you can get like multiple copies of the Kolake, that could sort of make the Kolake very annoying to deal with, and the armor is pretty great too. So I don't know, maybe if things slow down a bit after the rotation, this could be good. But I'm a little mixed. But I don't know. It does have immune, and immune's pretty strong. But this isn't like an Onyxia over here or anything. So I think we'll have to wait and see how Kolake turns out. But moving on, we've got the Shimmering Sunfish now, and this card is just freaking adorable. It's a 3-mana 2/5 Paladin. Wow, 3-mana 2/5. That's really good stat line. Battlecry: if you're holding a holy spell, gain Taunt and Divine Shield. Oh my goodness, this seems like really good. I didn't even like notice the 5 health. I feel like, like 3-mana 2/4 with an upside. I guess I guess 3-mana 2/5. That's been pushed more as of late, but I don't know. This seems pretty good to me. It seems like it's a minion that's getting pushed. It's like comes down early in the game, and if Paladin is going to have some good holy spells, I'm sure this will be good. And now moving on, we got the oh my god, the Xylag of the Abyss. I'm sorry if I mispronounced this. And this is a 7-mana 3/6 Demon Hunter Colossal minion with Colossal +4. At the start of your turn, increase the damage of Xylag stalks by 1. And here are the stalks over here. They're his little like tentacle. He's a Demon Hunter tentacle monster. And so basically you summon four little tentacles over here, and they all deal 1 damage to a random enemy. And this card seems awesome. I think this card's so freaking cool. Besides like the art and whatnot, just it's this big threat for like Demon Hunter that could potentially grow over several turns. If we're gonna get like more cards like Xylag, I'm gonna be very excited here. And I guess next up we've got the Azarian Sweeper, and this is a card that will put stuff on the bottom of your deck. It's a 3-mana 3/4 mage mech minion. Ooh, mech mage coming back, and its battlecry: put a Sunken Sweeper on the bottom of your deck. And so when you get this Sunken Sweeper, it is also a 3-mana 3/4 mech, and its battlecry: add 3 mechs to your hand. So I guess this could sort of be signaling to us that we're gonna be getting more mech support in the core set, perhaps, or maybe this expansion, because like this card will not be good if there aren't any mechs. So I'm going to say that we're probably going to be getting mechs in the core set, which I'd be pretty psyched about. Mech Mage is, one of my all-time favorite decks in Hearthstone, so a nice little throwback over here. We'd love to see that. And I guess moving on to the next card, we got the Spell Coiler, which is one of the new Nagas, and is a 2-mana 2/3 battlecry. If you've cast a spell while holding this, discover a spell. I think the Spell Coiler will be pretty good, especially because, it's got decent stats with a good effect. So, seems pretty good to me. And I guess, we got a little Murloc over here, a little Murloc action for Warlock. 4-mana 4/4 battlecry, dredge. If it's a Murloc, change its cost to health instead of mana. I feel like I've been burned by Murloc Warlock in the past, so I'm skeptical of any like Murloc Warlock shenanigans, but maybe Blizzard will push it and make it happen this time, and maybe it could bring back Zoo, because Zoo's been like missing from the meta, which it used to be like a mainstay. So it would be nice to get Zoo back. So if the Murloc package is good, I'm assuming that this will be good. And now let's see, we got the Bootstrap Sunken Air 5-mana 4/4 rogue card with combo: put an enemy minion on the bottom of your opponent's deck. Okay, this sounds really good because it's going to mess with like other like dredge shenanigans. So this is basically like a dredge sort of counter, and it also just removes a minion. So I think this card seems like pretty strong to me. It's not quite like Vile Spine Slayer because the minion is still like alive, but maybe in some instances with dredge in the game, this could be better than Vile Spine Slayer because you mess with your opponent's synergy. So I don't know, seems like a really good card. And here we have the Blade Master Okani, the new card you'll get just for logging into the game. 4 mana, 2/6 Battle Cry. Secretly choose to counter the next minion or spell your opponent plays while this is alive. Wow, this is a pretty interesting card. I've been playing with this in standard a bit, and it's pretty good. It's not like a card you could necessarily build around because it's a legendary, so you won't get it consistently, and when you do, it doesn't necessarily win you the game. But I think it's going to see play in like a lot of like mid-range good stuff decks, or maybe like aggro decks that are trying to like dodge removal, AoE, and whatnot. But yeah, this card's pretty good because when you counter a minion, the minion just goes away. Like the battle cry doesn't trigger, the death rattle doesn't trigger. It's as if it just never happened. So I've been loving the Blade Master Okani. Very fun card. And now let's see. We got the Tuskar Trawler, 2 mana, 2/3 pirate. This is going to see you play in like every quest pirate warrior deck. Just being able to just like discover a card from your deck, even if it's the bottom 3. That seems pretty good to me. Now moving on over to Asia's top decks for the rest of these reveals. We've got the Sir Finley Sea Guide, which is a 1 mana, 1/3 battle cry. Swap your hand with the bottom of your deck. So first, I'm just happy that this isn't a Highlander card because I really don't want to see Highlander come back. This effect, swap your hand with the bottom of your deck. So, this is making that, that Phelan legendary look a lot better now. This is sort of an interesting card because it's basically like, okay, I don't like my hand, I'm going to swap it out. So I think in that sense, it could be pretty cool. But even beyond that, we are clearly getting a lot of bottom of deck support. So I could imagine that this card's gonna be like pretty pushed. Maybe not something you necessarily want to play like on turn 1, but I think it's gonna be a good card. And then for the next new card, we got the Kotori Lightblade, a legendary 2 mana, 2/3. After you cast a holy spell on this, cast it again on another friendly minion. Oh my God, 2 mana, 2/3. This seems pretty good. I guess it's really going to depend on like what kind of holy spells Paladin gets. I want to say that there's still going to be some good ones in standard after rotation, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. But Paladin will definitely be getting more holy spells as part of their class identity over here. So I can imagine this card's going to be pretty good. It just gives you more value, and it's like an easy card to just sort of throw into a deck. It's got decent stats and it's got an upside. So, but I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy. Definitely let me know down in the comments. But I think this card is pretty cool, and I'm definitely excited to mess around with this in Paladin. Then finally, we have another Colossal Minion, which I'm so happy to see because I think they're so fun. And that is the Warlock Legendary, the 8 mana, 7/4 Gigafin. And it's Colossal +1 with a Battle Cry, devour all enemy minions. That's a pretty good effect. It reminds me of a little mutinous, flavor there. And then it's got a death rattle, spit them back out. Oh, okay. Well, that I guess that's not as good. So let's see what this mod does. It's 6 mana, 4/7 taunt. So I'm imagining that like a lot of these are gonna have like taunt or something. I mean, we've had 2 so far, and so it's got a death rattle, permanently destroy all minions inside Gigafin. Whew. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, if you pull this off that new like Warlock Murloc card, oh my God, that's like you pay 8 health to get this out like on turn 4. That's pretty filthy. Like this effect seems like really good against like board-based decks that like probably won't be able to like push past like this taunt, so they'll have to like destroy this, and then like that will destroy all these minions. But for like any like slower decks, or maybe like priests, like any decks with like removal, they'll be able to deal with this Gigafin. So I think in those instances it won't be too good. But like against board-based decks, this seems pretty good. And I just like love the flavor behind all these cards. But anyways, that's going to be it for new expansion stuff. In the meantime, guys, definitely very excited about the new set. Besides the banger of a theme song, the cards and the flavor just all look like it's going to be a real fun time and a great way to kick off whatever year of Hearthstone this may be. So let me know what you think about all this stuff down in the comments. What cards you think are going to be good, what cards you want to see in this expansion. And if you like this video, make sure to again hit the like button. Also subscribe if you aren't already, because all this just really helps me out and makes you incredibly superior. And I guess with that, in the meantime, stay superior, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later. Dirt.